Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, ask and answer a question, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro! Edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Merry Christmas, everyone. Now, as you're watching this, it's either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and as I'm doing this, it's actually 2 days before Christmas, or it's Christmas Eve Eve. Christmas, as I've said before, is one of my favorite holidays. You know, I love the spirit of it. It's a time of giving. It's a time of joy. It's a time of love. And also, because it's at the end of the year, it's also a time of reflection. I mean, all things considered, this has been a great year for me, and I'm only anticipating what's to come. Now, I know that some of y'all are watching this, and you should be celebrating with your families, only have one word to say. Stop! Celebrate with your families, and then watch the show. You know, because family is everything. Now, I know that there's some people that aren't celebrating Christmas with their families, whether they don't have families, whether they're at odds with their families, or even if they're serving our country. All I have to say is, if you're one of those people and you're watching this, well, you are celebrating Christmas with someone. You're celebrating Christmas with me. I'll be your family. All right, now this is a Christmas-themed Comic Hero tee. Now this looks just like the other three that I wore, or rather, other two. Yeah, I forgot I show some love to my alma mater on episode 425. But inside the speech bubble pattern, of course, you have the candy cane, and then you have this tree that has the words joy, love, peace, believe, and Christmas. And then you have, well, you can't see it from right there. You have the words Merry Christmas. Now, also, I never showed this to any of y'all that watch the show, but I want y'all to see this. This is, I'm trying to turn around here. Okay, I'm trying to do this so y'all can see. But this is something a little extra that I did. Now, you have the words Comic Hero, and in between the two words, you have a Christmas wreath. And then, you're probably noticing something else. You're probably noticing this hat. It also has the same tree as it is on the shirt, and then the words Comic Hero and then the CH. Now next year for Christmas, all of these are going to be products on IamTheComicHero.com/shop. Really didn't, I mean, I was kind of bogged down with a lot of things, so I didn't really have a lot of time to put everything on the website like I wanted, but you know, next year it will be different, as in other products and other causes and holidays that I'm celebrating. All right, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. All right, on last week's episode, I asked, which planet in the solar system did the X-Men recently inhabit and change the name to Arakko? Well, the correct answer is Mars. And this all took place in the very first X-Men Hellfire Gala, and it's also the base of operations in a current X-Men monthly series called X-Men Red. I would recommend that book to anyone. All right, well, 6 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, names been entered in the drawing for a free tee, and that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is Carson Blackshear from Winfield, Louisiana. So congratulations, Carson. You get yourself a free Comic Hero tee. All right, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is a Batman the Animated Series question. Which legendary actor was originally casted to play the Joker in Batman the Animated Series before Mark Hamill? Yes, there was someone that was casted before Mark Hamill. All right, here are the hints. The first hint is that this actor is famous for playing Dr. Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show in 1975. The second hint, this actor is also famous for playing the role of Pennywise in the original film adaptation of Stephen King's It in 1990. Oh yeah, y'all should be able to know that one now that I said those two hints, but I'm going to go ahead and give the other two. All right, the third hint is that this actor has starred in other movies like Clue, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Legend, the Annie movie from 1982, and Scary Movie 2. And then the fourth and final hint, and this is a hint for all you cartoon nerds like me. This actor has played the voices of Mal on Captain Planet and the Planeteers, and Captain Hook on Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tea on next week's episode of the show. So, I gotta ask. Any questions? All right, I only have one question for this week, and it's from John Nix from Monroe, Louisiana. He asks, what do you think is the best comic-to-screen adaptation ever made so far? Well, John, that's a good question, because there were a lot of them, and some of them I haven't even seen, but the one that I've seen that I wouldn't mind watching over and over again is the Batman movie from 1989. That one was crazy good, and in so many ways. You had just about everything in Gotham City, and everything, the production, the music, everything, and Tim Burton should, he should really still continue to take about 33 years later. Great production, great music by Danny Elfman, great casting, from Michael Keaton to Kim Basinger, and also Billy D. Williams playing Harvey Dent, Jack Nicholson playing the Joker. I just cannot begin to tell you just how on point that was with the comics. And also, it came at a very important time in media media history. Now, at the time that this movie was about to come out, Time Warner had acquired the rights to not only Warner Brothers, but also Hanna-Barbera, New Line Cinema, and DC Comics. And now that DC Comics and Warner Brothers were all under the same roof, Warner Brothers now had all media rights to the DC characters. And then it also set up what's to come with Batman the Animated Series, and then put Warner Brothers Animation even further down the line, 30 years later. But that, it was perfectly written, perfectly casted. Just about everything. Who could ask for a better movie than that? Now there are some other movies that folks have said that are almost on point with the comics, like The Watchmen, or Spawn. But I've never seen either one of those movies in its entirety. So until I do, which could happen real soon, I'm sticking with Batman from '89. All right, folks, I'm really loving these questions y'all are asking me. Y'all keep them coming. It can have anything to do with comics or anything within the realm. They can even have something to do with the show. They can have something to do with my comic book collection. But please, no tasteless or mean questions. I will not ask nor answer them. All right, now it's time for Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk comics. All All right, there are two things we're going to talk about in this segment of Confidently Speaking. Here's the first. Now, last week, I vented my disgust, and I'm pretty sure that I did so on behalf of just about everyone else in the world, with James Gunn and Peter Safran cleaning house and discontinuing the entire Snyderverse. In other words, getting rid of 9 years worth of films. Now, I said that there was something that something good may come out of this, but right now I'm not buying it. And guess what? I'm still not. However, I did delve deeper into all this, and I found out that James Gunn had tweeted or had posted on social media rather, that, and he assured everyone that was angry about it, that his version of the DCU is going to be inspired by both the Justice League and Young Justice animated series. Okay, two things about this. First off, I'll believe that when I see it. And then second off, that's a very, very, very bold thing to say, and you're really, it's a high threshold. Now, I've always said this, and I stand by this. If there's one thing that Warner Brothers and DC could do absolutely no wrong on, it's anything animated. Ever since Batman the animated series was what started it all. I mean, you had that; it was still going strong for 4 years. And then Superman the animated series came out 4 years later in '96, and just blew everyone away again. And then 4 years later, Justice League. Oh, and by the way, while I'm thinking about it, Harley Quinn was originally created for Batman the animated series, and DC loved her so much that they made her canon in 1998, and that was a very pivotal time, because that was when the Batman Superman Adventures was on, and it was on a WB, and it lasted an hour long, and let me tell you, that was one crazy ride. And oh really? No, I think it came out in, was it in? I think it was 97 when it did. I'm not sure if it was 97 or 98. But anyway. And then and then Justice League Unlimited premiered. And then a year before that, it was Teen Titans. Now, it was produced by Glenn Murray-Amaki, but he really made that fun and enjoyable. And then in 2006, there was one cartoon that came out. It only lasted 2 seasons, but I wish it would have gone on a little further, and that's the Legion of Superheroes. Those 6 shows, I'm talking about Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Teen Titans, and the Legion of Superheroes, those were the shows to watch. And then also, and then years later, Young Justice, and everyone loves that one. So really, that's 7. You have all 7 of those shows, and for Gunn to say that's a really tall order. And I hope that he'll back that up and deliver, because, like I said, with anything animated in the last 30 years, of those 7 shows I named, DC and Warner Brothers did absolutely no wrong. So I'll believe that when it happens, and hopefully that he can get the actors and screenwriters to deliver. We'll have to see, because what he did last week, I don't know if there's any coming back from that. I mean, because the Snyderverse may not have been perfect, but it worked. And I'll stand by that forever. And my heart goes out to all the actors, producers, screenwriters, even those that did the music. Whether it be Hans Zimmer or anyone like that. My heart goes out to y'all. And y'all did a great job, and be thrilled with what you said. Now, there's one thing about all this that I kind of thought about. Now, I don't think he's going to fire any of the actors that were on The Suicide Squad, which he directed, produced, and co-wrote. I'm quite sure actors like Margot Robbie, Viola Davis, Joel Kinnaman, and Sylvester Stallone are safe for now. Because I was a little irrational when I said that he was doing away with the Suicide Squad, but I've never really known Gunn to Gunn doesn't he doesn't strike me as someone that would just do away with his work like that. So I think the Suicide Squad is here to stay. All right, now the second thing is that I finally got around to watching the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and let me tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I mean, that's the best 45 minutes ever. Wish it could have lasted a lot longer, but it was still great. And if you haven't watched it, if you slept on it, you better wake up, go on Disney Plus and watch, because that show was great. I'm not going to say a movie because after all, it only lasted 45 minutes, but it's great. It's definitely going to be a tradition for me every Christmas. I'm not going to give away anything that happened in the movie because, y'all still have time to watch. I mean, as you're watching, it's either Christmas Eve or Christmas, so go ahead and watch. There is an extra scene. Now, it's not going to have anything to do with other Marvel projects to come, but it's still funny. And then also during the movie, while I'm thinking about it, there is a revelation in that movie that's probably going to have a lot to do with Marvel films to come. So if you're a fan of Marvel Studios, watch that special. Do it. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, first up is Avengers Forever number 12. Batman Superman World's Finest number 10. Batman vs. Robin number 4. Black Panther number 12. Catwoman number 50. Woo! I'm really excited about this one. Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths number 7. Now check this out. You see that? You see that? Can't wait to read this in my Bart Scott voice. All right, next up is The Flash number 789. Gold Goblin number 2. Sabretooth and the Exiles number 2. Spider-Man The Lost Hunt number 2. Really excited about this one after getting caught up with them. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Armageddon Game number 1. Teenage Mutant... Oh, sorry, Donnie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Armageddon Game number 2. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Armageddon Game number 3. Wakanda number 3. And finally, Wolverine number 15, number 28. All right, that's 15, which was what I was trying to get to. I was trying to, anyway, that was 15, which brings the total number of comics I bought since December of 1997 to 11,776. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for episode 428, which is next week's episode. Which legendary actor was originally casted to play the Joker in Batman the Animated Series before Mark Hamill? Now here are the hints again. The first hint is that this actor is famous for playing Dr. Frankenfurter in a Rocky Horror Picture Show in 1975. The second hint, this actor is also famous for playing the role of Pennywise in the original film adaptation of Stephen King's It in 1990. Then the third hint, this actor has starred in other movies like Clue, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Legend, the Annie movie from 1982, and Scary Movie 2. And this actor has played the voices of Mal on Captain Planet and the Planeteers, and Captain Hook on Fox's Peter Pan the Pirates. Everyone who answers correctly being in a drawing for a free tea on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Carson Blackshear from Winfield, Louisiana, who won a free tea on this episode. All right, now here's the road ahead for the show. On next week's episode, it's been a year-end tradition since 2015. I'm going to have the college football playoffs edition of the show, and I'm going to wear Comic Hero tees, all representing the 4 schools that are in the college football playoffs, and they're Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and Ohio State, or as all the graduates would say, the Ohio State University. So tune into that. If you're a fan of any of these 4 schools, if you graduated from any of these 4 schools, you work at any of these 4 schools, or you're planning on going to any of these 4 schools, this episode is for y'all. Then on episode 429, it's the first episode of 2023. I'm going to wear a Comic Hero tee in observance. Then on episode 430, I'm going to celebrate the college football national champs. Any of those 4 schools that I named. So good luck to all of them. This is the last Christmas episode of the year of 2022. Hope y'all have a Merry Christmas. I hope y'all are safe out there, because as I'm doing this episode, it's very cold here in Louisiana. I mean, we have not really seen this kind of weather. Well, we're not really used to it. I mean, we're used to cooler weather, but not this cold. And I can only imagine what folks in other parts of the country go through. And then also, be safe out there. If you're going to do something reckless, be sure to get a designated driver, because I want to see y'all for the next episode. I want to see y'all for the next year. And I know that some of you, that there's a few of y'all that don't celebrate Christmas. I mean, some of y'all celebrate Hanukkah, and right now y'all on your 5th day of the annual holiday. So happy Hanukkah to y'all. And then for those of y'all who celebrate Kwanzaa, the day after Christmas, hope y'all have a wonderful Kwanzaa, and I hope y'all learn a lot about the holiday and the culture. All right, a toast to everyone that's celebrating the holidays, and also a toast to those who are no longer with us. And yes, this is a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation Wally World Moose mug, because that's one of my favorite movies, and that's how I roll. Cheers. All right. But let's continue to be kind. Let's continue to love one another. I mean, love is the key to it all. All right, I'm Victor Nolly. I'm the Comic Hero. I'll see you next time for episode 428. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and Merry Christmas, y'all.